Tell us the most craziest miracle story that you have ever worked with.
There's a lot of them.
I'm sure.
There's a lot of them.
Pull out your scroll.
You can go in any direction, right?
Okay.
You can go in a direction of there was this woman who had OCD and psychosis that was so bad that she wasn't helpable on any level. And she believed that she would accidentally leave her head somewhere. Okay? Right? A really good person. Just, right? She believed that she would have to run into a mirror and make sure her head was on top of her body. But she was trying to function. She wasn't crazy. She wasn't crazy. She was like a normal in so many ways and everything except for this one problem. So she would have to take a mirror with her everywhere she goes. She's in the car. She'd have to have it. She'd have to check and be like, wait a minute, my head is still on my body.
How are we going to classify? Listen, I want to be sensitive, but how do we classify someone who thinks they're going to leave their head behind is not crazy? Because to me, that sounds crazy.
Because everything else passes with flying colors. How she took care of her kids,
like
how she took care of her.
Sure,
but OCD.
But Michael,
because you can't just call everybody with OCD.
I'm just pushing.
People with OCD doesn't mean they're crazy at all.
Right.
Okay. There's millions of people with OCD.
Yes.
They're suffering.
That's
some don't have it so bad where they're just like.
So they're sick.
Yeah, they're sick. They're struggling.
They're sick.
Yeah, exactly. They got metals in their brain. That's info. The metals create the OCD. So many different varieties of OCD. Now, I'm not allowed to say lock the door 3 times is a variety of OCD, because there's a huge swath of OCD people out there and practitioners that will literally want to burn me at the stake for saying checking the stove a bunch of times before you leave the house. When we put a post out on IG on something like that, we just get slammed by people saying, how dare you, stereotyping OCD. I know all the varieties of OCD. I know how it can go. So much so, I know about this person that nobody could fix, which she thought she left her head in different places. But she lived a very, very like balanced life. She was a good person. She took care of her family. She just had this one OCD factor, but it was so devastating. She'd have to take a mirror everywhere she would go. God forbid if the mirror fell or she left it somewhere and she was gone without one for too long, she would just run up to a pond and try to look in the pond for a reflection because it was so devastating, right? And so she couldn't even leave her bedroom for so many years because of it practically. But she wasn't crazy. She had OCD, but it just was in this area, right? Was her head attached to herself? Every psychiatrist, every single healer, every single doctor did everything, did every biohack on the planet. And in the end, what fixed her, what healed her was getting the metals out of the area of the brain, off the neurons that were actually creating this reflective nightmare, which, this psychosis of the head's missing nightmare, this OCD, getting enough of the metals out. And then all of a sudden, she's like, wait a minute. No, my head is here. Wait a minute. And 3 months later, I don't need to bring a mirror anymore, Anthony. I don't have to do that. 6 months later, I don't even need to look in a mirror anymore. I'm freed. My head's on my body. And I know that. And I just had to get the metals out. Copper, aluminum, mercury, cadmium, lead,
What did you prescribe to her or advise her to do to start?
Heavy metal detox, the most powerful heavy metal detox. I don't care who, what, where. I don't care what heavy metal thing somebody puts out there tomorrow.
Can anyone do
yesterday,
this
it won't touch this thing. There's nothing that touches the medical medium heavy metal detox.